Traveling in a city can be rather daunting, especially if you're not familiar with the surroundings. But fortunately for technology, you can now access transport with just a click of a button. Joining me today on the Heavy Chef Hot Seat is the country manager of Taxify, now known as Bolt South Africa, and Gareth Taylor will be joining me to discuss more about what the business is doing. Gareth, welcome to Heavy Chef. I'm very excited to speak to you. I know Bolt is one of our partners, so I'm very happy that you're sitting here today. Now, first things first, I want to know why the name change from Taxify to Bolt.
So we started 6 years ago as a taxi dispatching company, started in Estonia, and so it was basically enabling metered taxis to be able to compete with the technology to be able to make more money. From there, we moved into the private hire model, which is kind of like what we know about e-hailing and ride sharing today. From there, we've branched into electric scooter sharing and rentals, which is now in Europe. And we also do motorbikes or bodas in East and West Africa as well. In addition to that, we are launching a food delivery service in a couple of months as well. Oh, wow. So we kind of outgrew the Taxify name. So we felt Bolt is better representative of that. We also felt that, so a part of our mission is to provide fast, convenient, affordable service to our clients. And we feel that the Bolt name captures that. In addition, it also underscores our belief that the future in transportation is electric.
Now, I know that the transport company, which is Bolt, started in Estonia. Can you please just tell us just a brief history about that?
Sure. So the company was founded by our CEO, Marcus Willig, who was 19 at the time. So he's 25 now. So that was one of the things that attracted me to this business is like, how is this young individual being able to start such a successful company? So it was started 6 years ago, started in South Africa 3 years ago. So we just had our third birthday here. So we are now in over 30 countries globally. Over 100 cities, and still with big plans to expand and provide more opportunities for drivers and convenient, affordable transport for passengers.
And how is the South African market receiving Bolt? Is the response quite good?
Yes, it's been exceptional. A year ago, at the start of last year, we were in 4 cities in South Africa. Now we're in more than 12.
Wow.
With more plans to grow further. And just this week, we also just launched in London as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and people are very receptive to an affordable alternative.
A little bit earlier, you mentioned scooters and just as another mode of transport. Is that coming to South Africa anytime soon?
So a couple of things that we need to have a look at. One is the unit economics of scooters and whether they can work and how we can make it profitable. So we need to make sure that can work here in South Africa. And added to that is the challenge of whether they are going to be stolen or not. Okay. So if we can find a solution around those things, then this can be something that's viable. But until then, we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Now, I'm very interested in knowing about the new and exciting launch of the Bolt to Business concept. Can you please run us through that?
So today, as we spoke about earlier, I've spent 3.5 hours basically driving around either to the airport, from the airport, between meetings. Now, if my company finds it important for me to be productive during that time, rather than driving to each of those meetings, now they can sign up for Bolt for Business, okay, which basically says that your company can sign up and have their employees use Bolt to go to each of their meetings or potentially to come in to work in the morning, and basically making them more productive. So some of the other benefits are when you do transport for work, you need to fill in a reimbursement form. You need to say, I started here, I ended there, these are the kilometers, these are the rates. Someone has to check it. Someone else has to make sure that it was actually for business. And so there's a lot of admin and management that goes through the process that ends up costing businesses money. So whether you're an SME or whether you're a bigger business and you want to be reducing on costs and time, this is one way for you to be able to do that. From a social mission perspective, one of the other reasons that I really love this product is for entry-level work seekers. Many of the positions state you're only eligible if you have your own transport. Now we know that in South Africa, It's a very high cost of car ownership. Whereas Bolt for Business provides almost like a pay-as-you-go option for owning your own vehicle.
Okay.
So if someone wants the best candidate and they don't necessarily have their own car, now they can take out the Bolt for Business product and be able to pay for that employee to use Bolt to come to and from work and include that as part of their salary package.
Okay. How do Bolt drivers earn a living from driving around with Bolt?
So each driver is an independent contractor. So they sign up with the platform in order to get business and to be able to transport people from A to B. For that transport, they then, and for us linking them with a passenger, they'll then pay us 15% commission on every trip that they provide to passengers.
Okay, so if someone has never used Bolt before and they would like to, use it as a mode of transport, do they have to necessarily use the app, or can they just give someone a call and then somebody will pick them up?
So the way that the service works is you need to download the app. So it's available either on the App Store or on the Play Store. You download it, put in a few of your details, and then you're able to request a ride from A to B. And whether you want to pay with cash or you want to pay with your card, that option is then available to you as well.
I'm very interested in knowing why Bolt came to South Africa.
So the Bolt model basically works on a two-sided marketplace. There is the drivers and then the passengers. So in South Africa, generally, public transport is unreliable. So you don't know what time it's going to come. You don't know where exactly it's going to drop you off. And then in other times where you own your own vehicle, it's the costs are quite prohibitive. So there was a huge opportunity, and there is a huge opportunity for passengers who are looking for affordable, convenient transport. Basically, pay as you go for owning your own vehicle, or mobility as a service, which is the latest buzz term. So there's a huge opportunity from a public transport perspective for people in our country. That's on the passenger side. On the driver side, then we know that there's a high unemployment rate in this country. And so people are always looking for great opportunities to earn a living, to start a business. And so individuals are able to start either as a driver or as someone who owns a vehicle and being able to rent it out to a driver with very little barriers to entry. So it creates quite an interesting earnings opportunity for drivers. So there's this great opportunity in South Africa for both drivers and passengers, and that's why we thought this is a great place for us to be.
Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with me, Gareth. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Anila.
Well, there you have it. You heard it here first from Heavy Chef. For more of our learning experiences or future events, simply hop onto www.heavychef.com.